Hey, everybody, I'm David Bloom with Next TMT and Next TMT Talks here with Matt Smith, Chief Evangelist for AKTA. We're talking about how you unlock the value of content with smart ad monetization. Monetization is the thing.
Oh,
But actually, most big media companies, for all the billions they may make, aren't doing enough, aren't taking advantage of the vast assets they have stuck away in their libraries. And we're going to talk a little bit about how you can improve on that, even if you're not a giant media company, which it turns out there's several people out there, including Next TMT, looking to fully monetize our possibilities. And somewhere between us and I don't know, Netflix, there's a lot of other folks. And how you use the tools at hand. ACTA has some solutions. We're going to talk a little bit about what that is. Talk to me a little bit about sort of problem facing folks, Matt.
so you nailed it, David, in your intro. I think a lot of these media organizations don't realize the value of some of the content in their library.
The old stuff, right? I mean, it's just sitting around,
It's
right?
sitting around, right? And it's in a storage location or it's in a cold storage. And I over the years I've used the example of the Miami Vice channel, right? So there are there's lots of viewers who I think would like to see a Miami Vice Fast channel if it's already not on Peacock. If it is, then please give me credit. But that content and all the metadata about the actors Don Johnson, Philip Michael Thomas, and Edward James Olmos, and all these people, all that stuff, and the really inherent data and even a
Yeah.
scene, right? A linen blazer or pink
No,
T-shirt.
no, not that. We need to have like the Armani suit like metadata. That's
Right.
really what we need,
Exactly,
right?
right.
But you need to be able to know, oh, he's wearing a lemon yellow
Right. Exactly,
blazer
yeah,
over a very tasteful watermelon shirt. You know, I
yeah,
mean,
the shoeless Gucci loafers, right, that maybe I would
yeah,
never wear, but, again, if you extract that metadata and you associate it with that scene, and I'm not even talking about an episode, right? We're getting down to the scene level, and all that metadata can flow out of that content or be leveraged to an ad buy, right? So that all of these brands and all of these organizations that sell like content see, okay, you're going to have a Miami Vice channel on Peacock and you're going to have the following types of fashion items. That's my business. I'm going to buy an ad in every ad pod of every episode of this Miami Vice Fast channel,
and
right?
it could be everything from the local Armani store on Rodeo Drive or
Oh,
South Miami Beach, right?
yeah,
Or Armani itself on a national buy or what, it could be
absolutely,
anything in between, right? So, or the
absolutely,
knockoffs are going to want to be next to us, like, because maybe Armani doesn't make that suit anymore, but still looks good because
absolutely.
it
Metadata is
still
the
does.
bridge. It's the
Yeah.
absolute bridge between content and monetization, right? That is gospel, and you heard it here first. So
Sing it, brother. Sing it.
being able to take that content though and apply, and again, David, you've heard me say this. I mean, I tend to oversimplify things, but running it through this process with modern tools using AI does everything that you need to do. You don't need to hire 30 butts in seats in front of monitors to type all this stuff out. Armani suit and Ferrari and Coca-Cola or whatever it is, or Bacardi rum, all that stuff is extracted and it can be exported, and you can give those terms to your ad decisioning network who can help you really raise the CPM for the ads that you play across that channel. And we're using Miami Vice as an example, but I mean there are 100 other examples of where this really
Maybe
makes,
a million. There's
yeah,
a
maybe a
bunch of
million,
examples.
maybe
Yeah.
a million.
Talk to me a little bit because you guys have not only AI, but a different kind of AI, server side dynamic ad insertion. And so that pairs with the contextual tagging. Talk about SSD AI and how it works with the other AI that we talk about all the time now and what that means in terms of contextual tagging.
Yeah. So SSD AI helps us deliver a more seamless ad experience across all screens, right? So we've got to think, can't just think about PC and Mac and iOS and Android now. It's CTV, it's desktop, it's any destination. But
And CTV itself is fragmented into 20 different OS providers, right? So
it's the new
by
wild wild
itself.
west. It's the new wild
Yeah.
wild west, right? So
Yeah.
you're absolutely right. We've talked about it, the course of our conversation today is one of the things that streaming does is it gives you the ability to really pretty hyper focus on Matt's stream and David's stream and provide them with, even if they're watching the same episode on the Miami Vice channel, which is as live, you're going to get different ads than me because of preferences, because of cookies, because of your zip code, all these things that are baked into that ad experience. Um,
Also, I'm not as stylish as you are, Matt. So there's that.
yeah, I'm not wearing a very bright jacket today, but thank you. I
Yeah,
appreciate.
but you'll come out and like you're going to be all tangerine or something. So,
That's
we
right.
can't wait. In Denver, you'll go Dan Ives on us and like
That's
just have like checks and
I
prints and stuff.
never disappoint. But anyway, yeah, exactly. So the experience is tailored to each viewer, and we're also getting into SGAI, server guided ad insertion, where we're able to do some of these advanced ad formats that the IAB has been looking at and will be approving, but not yet. So things like we see in broadcasts, like a lower third, the L bar, the side by side. So these things are going to improve the state of the art and enable us to deliver very cool broadcast ads, like you see on Fox and on CBS, right, where they do the squeeze back during an NFL game and add.
Yeah, that's like a whole. They talk about a wild wild west. These new sort of formats where they put ads wrapped around in some fashion, wide open new opportunities, right? But you've got to be able to have ways to output things into that new opportunity, right? And that's part of what you guys are doing. So it seems to me that what you've got IAB standard stuff and you got IAB will be standard
Yeah.
stuff, right? So you're kind of not really betting on the come, but you know where it's going. The standards take time. That's why they're standards. You've got to all agree, but you're kind of hitting that and you can tweak as needed as you get closer to it. But you're trying to cover the stuff that's the lingua franca of the industry, correct?
Absolutely. So, yeah, we're trying to bring the things that we're seeing in broadcast to the streaming realm that are independent of broadcast, right? So we've all seen the lower third where the pterodactyl or the T-Rex runs across the screen and it says Universal Orlando when you're watching Shark Tank on CNBC. So our digital customers say, I want to do that too. I don't want to be reliant on what's coming off the live signal. If I'm doing something else, I want to be able to do that and sell it and monetize that. And so we're bringing that to your point. Um, it's baked. The technology's there. It works. We're doing it for a couple of customers today. Yes, I think the IEB will eventually follow suit and will bless all this stuff. And again, this is good for I think all facets of the industry, right? If the tide lifts all boats, meaning they're all able to monetize it, it's good for all of us.
Now, another complication here, you mentioned all the CTV stuff and all that. It's really important, it seems to me, particularly on the mobile side with the duopoly there with iOS and Android, to be able to deal with advertising there, which is getting bigger and bigger and bigger, as well as more traditional horizontal stuff, whether it's legacy media or streaming or CTV, fast, da, 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 et cetera, et cetera. All of that. You need to be able to output into and monetize at the best possible levels in all of those different places if you're really going to maximize your opportunities, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's a slippery slope because the distribution deals that we're seeing these days are becoming more and more complex. So some of these destinations are saying, just send me your signal with ad markers. I'll take care of all the ad insertion and I'll split the revenue with you. And again, actual mileage may vary. I think it generally works out fine, but in our case, we understand iOS, Android, Kepler, the Amazon platform, uh,
Fire.
Fire, the CTV, the Samsungs, the LGs, the Vizios, and the new uh,
Ventura from Trade Desk, on and on and on, right? What
yeah, and
Netflix does. Yeah.
exactly. So we have to keep up with all of the players in the space because we don't want to get caught flat-footed when a customer says, "Hey, I just cut a deal with TCL, and they've got a whole different operating system. Can you guys publish to that?" And then there's this whole subset there, David, where we're fortunate enough to be in the cool guy club, but you have to be certified for a lot of these platforms. A lot of them have a list of a handful of vendors who are the authorized guys to publish to them. Because if David and Matt start their own fast channel and we try to get distribution on Vizio, they're gonna be like, "Whoa, hang on, you guys have that funny." Right?
Yeah. But
So
it will involve us wearing really nice Armani suits, so it'll look cool, and they'll say,
that too, that too,
"Okay,
right? But
yeah."
anyway, so we've gotta keep up with the Joneses. We've gotta make sure that whether it's, the most obscure bass fishing channel that you may never watch, or if it's the World Cup, that we can say with confidence to our customers, "Yes, we can get you to all these destinations, and we know how to do it, and everything will get there flawlessly." And to your point, your monetization will be intact because we know how to insert ads and deliver ads to those platforms.
I am really looking forward to the Matt and David in Armani bass fishing
Oh,
fast channel.
let's
It's
go.
gonna
Let's
be
go.
epic. Epic. I'm
Bass
just saying,
fishing.
there's some good bass lakes down there in the Dallas area where you are, I seem to recall.
Yeah,
So we'll head over to Round Rock or whatever. What's that lake just east of Dallas? It's pretty
that's
big.
it.
They got a whole
White Rock.
White Rock, that's it. There's a
White
lot of
Rock.
rocks in those lakes, man. You gotta
Round
watch
Rock
it
is yeah.
when you're boating. Don't drink while you're boating. This is a handy summer tip. Anyway, that being said, this has been a fantastic set of conversations. There are four of them talking about different aspects of the challenges facing everybody in the world of television as it now stands. ACTA's got some solutions here that I think are pretty interesting. For a deeper look into how Matt articulates these concepts in the industry, you can watch this discussion at ACTA Tech's Matt Smith on AI powered OTT video at scale. And you can get even more Matt. Maybe not in Armani, but you get more Matt, where he unpacks the integration of AI directly into the foundation of modern media distribution pipelines. So, with all of that, this is David Bloom for NextTMT and NextTMT.com with Matt Smith, Chief Evangelist, and you can see why, because he can sing the gospel of ACTA and how it's helping solve some of the problems out there. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, David.